What is good? We are back again. I do apologize for my last video. I didn't realize my mic was muted. But we are back again for another NBA 2K15 game. And we are being the Dallas Mavericks are being hosted by the Toronto Raptors. Let's see if we can get a win in Toronto. Without further ado, Shaq and Ernie, Q.
And brought to you by Sprite. It's the 2K pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and everybody knows the guy next to me, the monstrous Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll see the Toronto Raptors playing against the Dallas Mavericks. Well, it was the Mavericks winning their last game against the Knicks. They bring 10 straight wins into tonight's game, and needless to say, they've got the whole league on notice. The Mavs seem to catch teams off guard a lot, kind of have a way of sneaking up on you. What are they doing that other teams just don't see coming?
Yeah, Mavs are sneaky, efficient on offense. They don't really do anything flashy, but they always get the good look, especially with Dirk and that iron leg jumper. And on defense, they create turnovers very well. They're not known for their defense, but they know how to win and turn over the ball.
Just about game time. Let's get it over to Kevin Harlan.
Breathtaking view here of the Toronto waterfront, beaming over the inner harbor. We have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the Dallas Mavericks come in for this one. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. On the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. And of course, they are still without Monte Ellis, Clark.
Yeah, Kevin, that's just terrible news. Never what you want to hear or see. With an injury of that severity, it's hard to imagine we're going to see him back out there anytime soon.
Man, the reality in the NBA, Clark, is you just have to move on. There's no time for sentiment. You just have to understand what the situation is and push forward. Get your rotation set and try to figure out who's going to play where and when, and start making your plans now.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Dirk and Chandler up front. Jameer Nelson is out there with Crowder, and it's Crowder at the 3-seat.
DeMar DeRozan, first-time All-Star last year. He improved his long-range shooting. On wing threes, up around 40%.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Outside Lowry. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for two. Lowry's got 5 now.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
Pass to Crowder. Fires the 3. Chandler kicks to Nowitzki. Gets stolen by Lowry. And oh, here we go with Ross. Nobody back.
What a huge play.
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah, that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year.
Oh my God, man.
Might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one. Well, there were a lot of amazing performances last season, but one that I didn't see coming was Terrence Ross notching 51 points early in 2014. That was just out of the blue.
The first free throw is good. And with Ross in his big point explosion, Clark, the opportunity was there for him. It was after the Rudy Gay trade, and DeRozan was out at the time.
Yeah, and it showed just why Toronto is so high on Terrence Ross. I mean, he still needs to grow a bit as a player, but anytime you can score 50 or more in an NBA game, you know you've got game. Terrence Ross, I think, has a chance to be an elite 3-and-D player at the NBA level. Has three-point shooting and defense for the uninitiated. Tremendous athleticism and a beautiful stroke to make him an entertaining player to watch.
Here is Ross after Dirk Nowitzki's bucket. And DeRozan kicks to Hansbrough. Here's Johnson. Chandler with the block. And they're able to recover. And it's DeRozan missing. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Nelson kicks to Carter. Back to Nelson. Out to Carter. From deep. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Carter's got his first 3 points of the game. And Terrence Ross can make some highlights. Steve.
Hold up. I see 2 players that are not even in uniform. He's supposed to be in a suit.
Around the rim.
Yeah, so athletic. You'd like to see him get to the line a bit more. I think he has a tendency to settle, but as he is, a pretty efficient scorer.
Now here's Ross. Played real well against Atlanta in that last game. For Dallas, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. It's stolen by Hansbrough. Here's Lowry. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta.
And how about his defense? 4 steals on the night. He was so aggressive.
No good from Ross. The Mavericks trailing. Nelson outside. That drive by Carter. Now the pass to Nowitzki. From 7, and he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Mavs ownership has made it clear their plans and hopes are that Dirk
Right.
will remain a Maverick.
Yeah, was that a foul?
His Hall of Fame career. You look at what he
I can't challenge it
his
though.
team, 4th most points scored with a single franchise in NBA history. A couple more seasons, and he could move up to 3rd in that category.
And he makes the first. And Steve, you talk about Nowitzki's career with the Mavs, a perennial playoff contender, 2 trips to the finals, and of course the 2011 title.
Well, he's been the cornerstone. I mean, not just a great player, but a great teammate as well. Just the way he approaches his work on a daily basis. The influence that he's had on that franchise is just remarkable. And the investment that they've made in him and vice versa has pretty much made the Mavericks over the last decade plus.
Now here is Lowry. 5 points in the game. Fires for 3. The Mavericks pull it in. Chandler's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. On the wing. That one wide left. Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against Atlanta.
And I think, Kevin, you know, it really showed how important it is to have a strong bench performance. You go out on the road, you can't rely on your starters night in and night out. The reserves have to contribute and help them out.
I think we definitely saw that, Steve, throughout the game. They were really tied together as a team. Didn't make any difference who was out on the floor. You'll take every road game win you can, and they're happy with that one.
And he's going up for the alley-oop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Carter, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Kyle Lowry puts one up there.
He's like,
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. Foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line. Vince Carter in his day, one of the most electrifying players in the NBA, a superstar in Toronto, one of the all-time great highlight reel dunkers. Those days are behind him, but he remains a very valuable and at this point, maybe even underrated NBA player.
And for Vince Carter, a quality defender and still a well-rounded contributor. He always had a nice breadth of skills. Now he does the little things to help him win.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Jonas Valanciunas is checked in for Johnson. Patterson comes in for Tyler Hansbrough. Williams is checked in for Terrence Ross. And it's Vasquez is in for Kyle Lowry.
And pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
And for some superstars, they have a tough time accepting Clark a lesser role. Vince Carter.
You know, it's really impressive the way he's gracefully aged into becoming a quality 6'9", Kevin. I think it's a model for us.
Let's get Udrih in the game.
Other aging superstars or former superstars to follow.
And stolen by Patterson. And DeRozan. Oh, look out. It's not possible what we just saw together.
Not probable, but it is possible, partner.
It's possible. Not probable. It is possible. I don't know what all that meant, but you're right, Clark.
Good on the shot.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt. On both sides, high-octane offense.
Vasquez kicks to DeRozan. Valanciunas passes to Williams. Here's Patterson. Offensive rebound. No good from Valanciunas. And here is Harris. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Fast break Toronto. Here's Vasquez. And the layup's good off the glass. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Raptors?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
I think they're also getting some good looks in transition, doing a nice job of running the floor.
Can't even jump for that one.
He's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. And there's the rejection. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock indeed. Dallas again missing.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Good.
Seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
Now Harris. Right now averaging 7 points a game. It's up a 3. No good. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. It's the Raptors as they end the first quarter with a big 11-3 run. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
Next Monday night, December 1st, Nikola Pekovic and the Minnesota Timberwolves hit the road for a duel with the Los Angeles Clippers. Make sure to catch it.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
It was a pretty solid first quarter for this club. They limited their mistakes and really took advantage offensively.
You know what? I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways. That's excellent pressure and good activity with the hands. So often what you're able to do on the road defines who you are as a team in the Western Conference, where you'll finish in that conference. Lucky for Dallas. They were a very strong game.
On the court for the Mavericks. Now Farouk Amino is out there with Brandon Wright. Then there's Hicks. That's Udrih. And it's Aldrich in at the pivot spot, having the middle. Now here's Williams. Now here's Vasquez. Ross on the wing. From outside the arc. The shot misses. And it's Dallas the other way.
Dallas with 23 road wins, as you said. That seemed to be the difference for them getting back to the playoff picture and driving the Spurs all the way to 7 games in a row.
Raptors leading by 6. Now it's sent to Doris on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, Kyle Lowry was a hot name in free agency, but he opted to remain with the Raptors, signing a 4-year, $48 million contract. As Kyle said, you don't get many opportunities to have a team you can call your own. Guys, after playing as a backup for most of his 9-year career, Lowry is excited to...
Right back. Yeah, let's get back to the game.
Have that lead roll.
He had to work to become a star player. It's great to see, Doris. Thanks. Well, Clark, you look at why the man...
That should have been a 3.
They just weren't affected by the change in venue.
Yeah, they were top 3 in shooting as a road team right behind the Heat and the Spurs. Unfazed by being away from home.
Right outside. Passes it to Udrih. Launches it. That's good. Udrih has got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And this is the first time they've matched up with the Mavericks this year.
Looking back at last season, this had to be one of their favorite opponents, outside of their own conference at least.
Some changes for Toronto. Amir Johnson's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Andro comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Lou Williams. Raptors leading by 3. Steve was, I think, referring, I'm sure, to the 2-0 record you mentioned moments ago they had against them in the season series last year.
I think you're right, Kevin, and no matter what may have changed in the months since their last meeting, one thing that shouldn't change is the game plan, the plan of attack they used in those 2 wins. I know they've studied those tapes, and now it's a matter of trying to replicate those tapes. Back-to-back threes for them. The defense is slacking off a little.
It does look like their energy is lacking at this point.
There's Lockham.
Lowry dishes to Ross. Back to Lowry. Feeds it to Ross. Toronto working the ball around now. Just 5 to shoot. Here's the 3. They get it back. Goes up again. Takes it out to Vasquez. And it falls over the rim and in. Vasquez has got his second basket of the game.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And that hard work on the boards needs to continue. That could be what swings this game eventually. And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
He didn't play the first quarter.
Outside Lowry. He dishes it to Vasquez. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last
Hit one.
Yeah,
Bang.
it's a strange game. Very shaky defensive performance by their opponent, but hey, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard as they should have.
The Mavericks have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
Shut up.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
Well, hockey rules supreme here in Canada, but you got to respect these diehard Raptor fans. Even through the losing years, they've shown their support.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Aldridge. Crowder comes in for Brandon Wright. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Devin Harris. And the hockey season runs pretty much complete.
It's like they don't want Dirk to play.
Current to the NBA spark, I think hoop fans in Canada in the past sometimes looked at as eccentrics.
Well, that could be, but the sport is growing, and not only in size, but in popularity. I mean, we've seen some terrific prospects coming out of Canada. If the Raptors can craft a contender, you better believe. Those folks would be making that arena a madhouse.
Here's Lowry. The Mavericks making the shot. Nelson with the steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Nelson with the ball. Banked in off the glass. And it's a 4-point Maverick lead.
Straight to the bucket with a nice head of steam.
Well, no reason to slow it down when there's nothing in the way.
Here's Lowry. 5 points in the game. Johnson outside. Lowry kicks to Ross. Aminu grabs the miss.
He's killing them with his poor shooting. The defense is more than willing to give him those shots now.
For 3, Udrich. Toronto grabs the miss. Hansbrough's got 3 rebounds now in this one. The drive by Lowry. The dish to Vasquez. He kicks to Hansbrough. The feed to Lowry. Shot clock at 6. And it's blocked. Here's Crowder. He's coming off a 10-point game against New York. Over to the wing. Vasquez passes to Lowry. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. Vasquez has got 5 assists tonight. Here are the Mavericks now. They're on a 16-7 run. Nelson dishes to Chandler, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
And now a moment here to take a look at some of the stats for Greivis Vasquez. 3 assists and 2 rebounds. He's going through a little bit of a tough time, and how he responds is going to tell us a lot about him.
That's right, Steve. It's a test of character here to me. I mean, we'll see how quickly he can shake off his struggles and start raising his game again. I think he's capable.
And that's a foul called on Beno Udrich. That is his first foul of the game. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Ross. And Dallas also making the switch. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu.
Should have been in that last out of bounds.
Now here's Vasquez, guarded closely. Outside Lowry. And the shot is good. Lowry's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Kyle Lowry, an inside-outside scoring threat. He's become a deadly three-point shooter. And despite his relatively short stature, he's able to drive inside and finish effectively because of that great strength. And
Udrich gets it to go. Toronto's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Vasquez kicks to Johnson. Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession. Racking up the points down low, well, that's exactly what these guys have done this season. Check out the top-scoring big men in the NBA. Dirk Nowitzki, number 1.
That is major productivity in the paint, guys. They would love to get more and more of that from him going forward, because a scoring big man like that, they're not easy to find.
Yeah, you know what? And it's those moves he'll bust on you that make him the force that he is. You know, the step back, the back down, the up and under stuff, whatever it might be. He can take you to school in a lot of different ways.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, head coach Dwayne Casey has overseen a surprising turnaround in Toronto. Their record has improved in all 3 seasons under his tenure. DeMar DeRozan said, "Since I've been here, he preaches the same thing. He told us to stick with it, and it worked. Everything came together like he said it would." Gentlemen,
Pound the rock, the team motto. They put in the work and stayed consistent. Thanks, Doris.
And that was very confident offense right there.
Dallas has gotten half their shots from 3-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. Kicks to Crowder. He feeds it to Nowitzki. And it's good. Nowitzki's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That lead should be safe if they keep shooting like this.
Well, they're on fire. I mean, they're absolutely on target and looking to pad that scoring total, too.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
We're looking at giveaways in this game, Kevin. That appears to be the story that's emerging here.
Jones, fellow shooters. Patrick Ellison. Williams.
12 seconds left to play here in the half. Nelson with it. To the wing right side. With 1 on the clock. And there's Dirk Nowitzki on the assist by Nelson. Nowitzki's got the lead up to 4 now for Dallas. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Mavericks lead by 4. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
thank you, Kevin and Dwayne. A very tight game here. What's the #1 thing you need to do in the second half to try to get out ahead and break this thing open?
Well, #1 is we got to make sure we get in a defensive disposition. You know, right now we're kind of trading buckets. We're anticipating, putting them on the foul line. So we got to play from an anticipatory style of defense, whereas we're not reacting to where they have us on our heels.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Dirk Nowitzki having a dominant impact in this game.
He is a dynamic scorer, guys. That much we know. And I'll tell you what, his talent was on full display there in the first half.
Steve, he is a hard man to keep down, and so far, they've been unable to do it.
Here is Lowry. Lowry and Ross pairing up in the backcourt. Tyler Hansbrough out there with Amir Johnson. And it's DeRozan in at the 3, the small forward. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half.
Tyler Hansbrough, known as Psycho T back in North Carolina. Big-time banger, seeks contact offensively, and draws a lot of fouls, too.
And Hansbrough's single-minded offensively, and I don't mind that. Hey, you catch the ball in positions he gets it in to score. Some would even go so far as calling him a black hole, but You know, last season he was a little more selective, and I think he had his best season yet as far as scoring efficient.
Hansbrough hits them both. And Hansbrough, a pretty good post defender. His physicality really serves him well.
And he's improved his rebounding rate the last couple of seasons as well. You know, he's got good mobility for his size, so he keeps himself in the mix for all those loose balls.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
No question. Pound it into the painted area and continue to put pressure on that defense.
The Mavericks have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6. The free throw off from Nowitzki.
Dirk Nowitzki last season back in the All-Star game is 12th in 13 seasons. So he left the knee troubles of 2 seasons ago in the rearview mirror. He's in top form once again.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. And a miss there on the triple. Mavericks leading by 4. And it's Carter penetrating. That is good. Carter's got 7 points.
Getting off on the right track here early to start the half with some penetration.
And Nowitzki, even though late in his career put up close to a 50, 40, 90 season, missed it by only fractions of a percentage point, scoring as well as ever. And turned in his best season as far as assist-to-turnover ratio goes.
And if you're just joining us, we've played over a minute here in the third. Carter the pass to Nowitzki. That's in there. Carter with the assist. 16 points for Nowitzki.
And their offense is flowing. It's clicking right now at the beginning of the second half. They've made 3 of their first 4 attempts.
And Dirk Nowitzki scaling the ranks of the all-time top scorers. Last season, Stevie passed guys like Jerry West and Rick Barry, Kevin Garnett, Alex English, the great John Havlicek, Dominique Wilkins-Steven, and Oscar Robertson.
Think about that list that you just rattled on. That's incredible. Dirk moving into the top 10. And, you know, with a game based on skill and size, there's no telling how high he'll get on that list before it's all said and done.
Now here is Carter. He's got...
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
It's been quite a game for Dirk Nowitzki.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop him, but you've got to find a way to contain him.
And the Raptors call time here. Jameer Nelson drafted 20th back in 2004. He's played all 10 of his NBA seasons with the Magic. But as they go young, he has moved on. All-Star back in 2009, but just a solid veteran leader at the point guard position. Mavericks making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. Johnson outside. On the wing, DeRozan. And that one's on target from the wing. DeRozan's got 8.
Tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far. He can bring them right back into this.
And we talk about that All-Star campaign for Nelson in 09. Almost had a 50, 40, 90 season. He missed it by a percentage point in free throw shooting. And it shows his shooting touch, especially in his younger days, was elite.
And Nelson's shooting has waned as he's
blocking foul.
Leg injuries, Steve, have hampered his play.
Yeah, the full-time starter since his 3rd season, probably transitioning to a reserve role as he gets older, but he remains a great locker room guy, a true professional. You know, it wouldn't surprise me to see him coaching, in fact, once he's done as a player.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him up in his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
And guys, when you look at DeRozan, where can he take the next step?
Well, he has the physical tools to be an elite perimeter defender. He's made strides, definitely, but he has the potential, I think, to be even better than what he is right now.
Now, here is Lowry. Vince Carter missing his last shot. Ross with a wide open look. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 5 assists in the game. Dallas has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Nelson dishes to Carter. That doesn't go either for Carter. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Johnson with a screen on Nelson, and they call an illegal screen.
Another illegal screen.
Now let's take a moment to see the teams that lead the league in field goal percentage. The Mavericks, number 1.
Kevin, I've always said shooting percentage individually and for a team is a function of the kinds of shots you get. This team leads the league in shooting percentage because, 1, they have good shooters, but 2, they take high-quality shots. They're a very disciplined group.
And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of effort that both sides have been able to put on.
Take it over there, Steve. He's enjoying every second of it.
Me too. This has been great, guys. The fans getting their money's worth here. Both teams just playing so hard up there.
That shot wide open. That's 12 points for Vince Carter.
And at the offensive end, he's...
How's everybody doing tonight?
They could have hoped for today.
Cross in the corner. Dishes it to Johnson.
No.
And that one's good.
Wow.
Lead by 1.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Now here is Carter. 12 points for him. That drops.
And the lead goes right back over. This is a seesaw affair.
It's there for the taking, but neither team seems to want it.
Raptors in the city of Toronto is out to host the All-Star Game in 2016. Toronto has already contributed $500,000 to help host the event.
Well, you know, the city is one of the great cities in the world.
It is.
And they're excited. That city's excited to showcase itself as an entertainment destination. And for the NBA, a chance to make further inroads in the hockey-obsessed country of Canada.
Here's Ross. Good work defensively by Carter.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. And they were right in his face.
Nelson kicks to right. Ross with the steal. Pass to DeRozan. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And along with the All-Star Game, the Raptors looking forward to a rebrand next season. New colors. They're considered blue and white like the short-lived professional team, the Toronto Huskies. Black and gold, another direction.
Group in now for the Raptors. Jonas Valanciunas, who's checked in for Johnson. Patterson comes in for Hansbrough. Williams, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Dallas also making some changes. Al-Farouq Aminu, he's checked in for Aldridge. Harris comes in for Vince Carter. And it's Udrich in for Jameer Nelson. And it's right.
The hell was that?
And the Raptors certainly influenced by the Nets, who rebranded themselves in the move from New Jersey to Brooklyn. They went from dead last in the league in merchandise sales to top 5. That's a heck of a turnaround.
Now here's Valanciunas.
Supposed to dunk that ball, not lay it up.
It's DeRozan with the drive. And a foul calling the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot.
No, he didn't.
Right here.
No, he didn't.
Rivas Vasquez throughout his career has been more of a passer than a scorer, but
whatever.
He's the highest scoring rate of his career, and he's improved his three-point shot every season up to almost 38% last year.
And Vasquez growing as a shooter. He'd always been more than solid at the free throw line.
Yeah, and even there, a career high 88% last season, partner. You throw in his floater in the lane, a nice in-between game. You've got to like the way he's developing offensively.
DeMar DeRozan hits them both.
Talk about a terrific game for DeRozan. He's got 17 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points.
Yeah, where's the foul on that?
It's a good place to get them. You know, they don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
And the foul called on Vasquez.
Yeah, it's payback for the other foul.
Great defense. He anticipated the play and got there first.
Yeah, I think he got there in time. Nice play.
Dallas has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And Udrih kicks to Harris. It's good. This time the assist from Udrih. And that's now 6 points for Devin Harris. Toronto trailing. 1:09 left in the third quarter. Vasquez passes to Patterson. Feeds to DeRozan. And he's good on the 3-ball. DeRozan's got 14 points here in the second half.
He is really putting his foot on the pedal in this quarter, doing a tremendous job leading their offense.
Fine, you leave me open.
Another 3 for Dallas.
That's now a dozen straight points coming off wide open three-pointers.
You know what it looks like to me out there, guys? I mean, it looks like All-Star Weekend out there. We know how much defense is played there. It's actually defense during the All-Star Weekend, no D.
You know, something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound totals are almost identical.
No separation there, not yet anyway.
It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. The Mavericks have shot 6 of 7 at the line, and the Raptors making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Dallas also making some changes. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Wright, and it's Nowitzki in for Al-Farouq Aminu. Raptors trail by 4. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Patterson's in the pick for DeRozan. Pass to Patterson. Wide open. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Patterson's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Now Udrih. 13 points in the game. Now the pass to Nowitzki. The jump hook. Here's Chandler. He jams it with authority.
Rudely thrown down after the offensive rebound. He is ramped up now.
He is, you're right, and you figure this game might come down to a few of those after play.
Always does, Kevin.
I wouldn't doubt it. Seems like that kind of a contest tonight.
Coming up next Thursday, December 4th, Paul George and the Indiana Pacers take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trailblazers. It's the real deal.
Pacers and Trailblazers.
How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, let's do it. I love the way this play developed. I think this offense really thrives off of plays like that. Turned it into an easy basket.
Dallas leading by 4. On the floor right now for the Mavericks. Dirk and Chandler up front. Devin Harris is out there with Nelson. And it's Carter in at the small 4.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
Hansborough, that's good.
This has been a terrific contest up to this point, and I would guess it's going to stay this way all the way to the end. Great matchup.
Probably so. Neither team wants to give an inch.
Here's Nowitzki. Good. And a nice assist from Nelson. Nelson's got 9 assists now tonight.
Well, he's clearly feeling it, Clark, coming off that fantastic game last time out.
Right side, Williams. Outside, Lowry. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Nowitzki's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now. Lowry kicks to Williams. Back to Lowry. Passes it to Ross. Misses the three. Mavericks leading by 7. Chandler dishes to Nowitzki. Fades and shoots. And another basket for Dallas.
Wow, such a steady hand. He's the one responsible for getting them this late lead.
Can't argue with that at all, Steve. His shooting percentage has been off the charts.
Lowry passes to Williams. Lowry kicks to Ross. Nailed from three-point line.
And that's his second three-pointer this half. Looks like he's starting to forget about that poor first half he had.
Chandler. And yes, sir, that one drops. And the Mavericks lead by 8.
Boy, the deeper we get into this game, the more offense we're seeing.
And that goes for both teams, Steve. Everybody firing on all cylinders right now.
2K15 was so good.
Just a little off with his release.
It's gonna be oh, dang.
Under that one.
I'm gonna probably do 2K14 and a few other 2Ks as well, if y'all want to see that.
Lowry drives in. That one falls. Coming off the Johnson feet. 14 points for Kyle Lowry.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Nelson kicks to Harris. He dishes it to Nowitzki. It's stolen by Hansbrough. Ball's on the wing. Headed by Nelson. Nobody near Williams. And the three off target. Mavericks leading by 6. Nelson, the pass to Nowitzki. Fader on the way. And it goes up.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open shot.
Oh, shut up.
Here's Ross. Tyson Chandler grabs the board. Chandler's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very clear.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put Udrich in the starting lineup.
Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Dallas. Jay Crowder comes in for Harris.
If he doesn't like coming off the bench, I'm going to trade him.
And here's Lowry. Shot from free throw range. And again, Toronto no up. Lowry against Nelson. Down low. It's stolen by Hansbrough. Shoots from the corner.
Hey, hitting that.
It's rebounded by Dallas. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road.
Defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a miss.
Yeah, this is game number 1 of 4 on the road.
There's the dish to Ross. Into Johnson. Lowry has the open look. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists in the game. Mavericks leading by 5. That try by Carter. That bucket in no time at all. Carter's got 4 this quarter.
I want him to dunk that.
Toronto's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fouled. And the dunk by DeRozan.
You can always depend on him to put the pass right on the money.
The Mavericks have gone 6 of 8 from the field.
Let me stop playing.
It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Here's Nowitzki. Fades away and sinks the tough shot. Nowitzki's got 10 points in just the second half.
That's 3 or 4 from the field for him now, guys, and he's really been a big part of the scoring here in the fourth.
Goes back up. Half it goes, and the Dallas lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Hansbrough.
You know, that putback's about as easy as it's going to get. You have to put a body on someone down there.
Well, no box out, that's the result you get right there.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle said to his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
And as always, Doris, thank you. DeRozan's shot is good.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
Yeah, in fact, 3 of the last 5 minutes are from beyond the arc.
Nelson kicks to Nowitzki. 8 feet away. And the Mavericks get another bucket right there.
And his stroke has been dead on inside, outside, wherever. The shot's just falling for him.
Toronto calls timeout. They're losing 1:44 left here in the fourth quarter. The drive by Lowry. Goes and dishes to Lowry. Here's Ross, and it's blocked by Aldridge. But they recover it. They get it again. Lowry has the open look. He's hit again. Rebound by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 5 rebounds tonight. Nelson kicks to Clark. Ross grabs the board.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
16 feet away. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Lowry. And Powell's got assist number 11 for him here tonight. 1:11 left to play in the final quarter. Nelson kicks to Nowitzki. Crowder, the pass to Nelson. Here's Crowder. 3 pointers off the mark.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
What? No offensive. No offensive foul.
Mavericks have gone
No,
8 to the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Poked away. To the right wing. Here's Nowitzki. Money.
Nowitzki, what an offensive force he can be.
35 seconds left in the fourth.
Still a chance, but they've got to score here.
Yeah, every possession is necessary.
And now they decide to foul intentional. Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Cole Aldridge. Dallas has gone 1 or 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And an intentional foul right there. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. They both at the line. It's a 4-point ball game.
And I'll tell you what, those 2 free throws give them some much-needed breathing room, guys. It's now a 2-possession game.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Yeah, you got to freeze the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
A few misses at the line, and they're in good shape.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Boy, he looked confident, didn't he? Stepping to the foul line and knocking down a couple.
Here's DeRozan. It falls!
DeRozan!
And now they foul and stop the clock. First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
Gets the 3 to fall.
You know what?
And the Mavericks call time here. They're ahead by 3. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
2 seconds.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game. Puts up a prayer. No good. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg's Steve Kerr endorsement, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan player of the game, Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, that's 11 straight. And we are traveling on to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. In the next video. Thank y'all for watching. Hit that like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And I'm out. Peace.